Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, it's cabaret time here at Steptoes. Hope you're enjoying our little show. Time for a laugh now. One little favour, that's all we ask while we have the artist on stage. Shh. Bit of shutty-gobby. Appreciate it very much indeed. Mr. Blackpool himself's with us tonight. Benidorm's premier entertainer. Will you please welcome on stage here at Steptoes the one and only Billy Fontayne. Thank you.
Right, just let me put this condom on. Better to be safe than sorry, isn't it? Nice to see you anyway. Look at this lot here. Bloody hell, there's some catalogues giving some stick tonight in here, aren't they? Good God, hey, look at them. Where are you from, sir? Huddersfield? Well, there's nothing wrong with Huddersfield. Got some potions in tonight. Where are you from, my love? South Lincolnshire. Oh, Southport, Lincolnshire. Bloody hell, I'm walking in tonight. This fella said, are you Billy Fontayne? I said, I said, I've seen you before. I said, smashing, have you come to see me again? He said, no, you crap. I said, can you do any better? He said, my dad can. I said, your dad? He said, aye. My dad's twice as good as you. I said, your dad twice as good as me? He said, yeah. I said, very good. He said, is that your car outside? I said, which one? The brown one, the snacky? He said, aye. I said, why, have you got one of them? He said, my dad has. He's got two of them. He said, you still play the guitar? I said, I used to. Why? Have you got a guitar? He said, my dad does. He's got two of them. I said, look, I'd like to talk to you, but look at the time. He said, don't flash your watch. I said, flash it. Why? Have you got one of these? He said, my dad does. He's got two of them. He followed me in the gents. I said to him, hey, has your dad got two of these? He said, no, he's only got one. It'll make two of that. He was doing a survey on sex, stopping the people in the street and asking them personal questions. He stopped this fella, he said, where are you from? He said, France. He said, I've never interviewed a fella from France. How many times a night do you make love to your wife? He said, I make love to my wife. 6 times a night. He said, good God. 6 times a night? What does your wife say in the morning? He said, my wife says, make me pee. It's a fellow there from Germany. He said, tell me, sir, how many times a night do you make love to your wife? He said, I make love to my wife 12 times. He said, you randy guy. 12 times a night? What does your wife say in the morning? He said, my wife says, wunderbar. The fellow there from Huddersfield. He said, how many times a night do you make love to your wife? He said, only once, lad. He said, only once. And what does your wife say in the morning? He said, get off. That's what he's asking the fellas. Should have heard what he's asking the women. He turned his French woman, he said, madam, do you use any method of birth control? She said, oui, oui. He said, have you? He said, what do you use? She said, the safe period. He said, oh, aye, does it work? She said, oui, oui. I have no children. He turned the German woman, he said, madam, do you use any method of birth control? She said, what? The pill. He said, the pill. Does it work? She said, it does now, stopped it falling out. Well, he turned to this woman from Huddersfield. He said, what do you use, love? She said, the bucket. He said, the bucket? I've never heard of that. She said, you haven't seen my Fred. He said, your Fred? He said, aye, my husband Fred is only 4'2", I'm 5'6". So I'm having a bit of stand him on the bucket. He said, how does that become a method of birth control? She said, I just watch his eyes, and when they go funny, I kick the bastard from under him. Because in Blackpool, you know where I live, when people get married, the day before the wedding, the lads go out with the lads and the girls go out with the girls, separate. Last Saturday night, he's out with the lads having a few drinks. It's about 10:30. He turned to the lads, he said, how do I tell her? I said, how do you tell her what? He said, how do I tell her about my feet? He said, what's up with your feet? He said, they stink. He said, don't worry about your stinky feet, get the wedding over. Get the reception over, rush upstairs, take your socks off. Throw your socks in the corner, jump in the bath, give your feet a good scrub. Out the bath, into bed, sit there waiting. When she gets in that bedroom, the last thing in the world she's going to bother about is your feet. Meanwhile, she's out with the girls. She said, I don't know how to tell him about my breath. He said, what's up with your breath? She said, when I breathe on flowers, they die. I said, don't worry, love, just walk in the bedroom with no clothes on. When he sees you, he's not going to bother about your breath. They had a lovely wedding, big reception, 12-tier cake. He rushed upstairs, took his socks off, threw his socks in the corner, jumped in the bath. Scrubbed his feet with carbolic soap and sat up in bed waiting. She climbed the bridal staircase, very casual, 12 at a time. Walked in the bedroom, not a stitch on, leaned over 2 inches from his face. She said, darling, I've something to tell you. He said, you've eaten me socks. He walked in Bruce chemist, he said, have you got anything then for moths? The fellow said, aye, mothballs. He said, give us a dozen. Half an hour later, he's back again. He said, another dozen of them mothballs. 20 minutes later, he's back again. He said, I want 573 mothballs. The fellow said, Jesus Christ, you've got all the moths, haven't you? He said, I've only got one, but I can't hit the bastard. Little fella got on the phone the other day. He said, hello. Is that Interpol? He said, Interpol is bloody Benidorm, this. He said, I want Interpol, it's very urgent. He said, it's not Interpol, it's Benidorm. Interpol's a Sunderland number. He said, Sunderland? He said, aye, Sunderland, 6363. He said, thanks a lot, pal, cheers. Got back on the phone, dialed the number, little boy said, why, son? He said, right, my name's Arthur, I'm in a phone box in Benidorm. Now listen, Interpol, I'll tell you what I want. He said, well, no, son, this is not Interpol, pet. Why, this is Sunderland, this, son. Sunderland 6363, when the boat comes in. He said, well, I want Interpol. He said, I've just told you, bloody lad. It's not Interpol, it's Sunderland. Interpol's a Peking number. He said, Peking? He said, why, aye? It's Peking, fower. He said, give us that number again. He said, Peking, fower. He said, okay then, thanks a lot. He got back on the phone, dialed the number. A little boy said, asshole, Peking, 44444. He said, right, my name's Arthur, I'm in a phone box in Benidorm. Now listen, Interpol, I'll tell you what I want. He said, asshole, not Interpol, sue it to it. He's speaking 44444. He said, right, now listen, Interpol. He said, not Interpol, this Peking. He said, I don't care who's speaking, I want Interpol. He said, not Peking, Peking. Why you no listen? He said, well, how do you go to Interpol? He said, Interpol is a Paris number. Paris 33333. He said, oh, okay then. He got back on the phone, dialed the number, little boy said, oui, Paris, 33333. The monkey gets some money, does your dog bite? Do you want a him? I want the fern? He said, yes, I'm on the fern, and I've been on the fern 14 and a half hours. I've been on the phone to Preston, Blackpool, Sunderland, Peking. Now I'm on the phone to bloody Paris. Is this Interpol or not? He said, oui, this is Interpol. He said, thank Christ for that. Can you send some flowers to Mrs. Jackson in Manchester? I'm in a place the other night, I'm singing a ballad. There's 2 fellas sat at the front. One said, I'm sick of the wife. His mate said, why, what's up with the wife? He said, she's being unfaithful. He said, what do you mean? He said, she's going with other men. He said, what are you trying to say? He said, she's having it off. He said, who, your wife? He said, aye, she's going with everybody in Benidorm and I can't catch her. He said, get a private detective on the job. He said, I might as well, everybody else seems to have been there. Well, the only one he could find at short notice was a little Chinese detective. He said, do you think you can find out about my wife and let me know in the morning? He said, arsehole. He said, back in the morning, 10:30. He said, arsehole. He said, you won't let me down, will you? He said, arsehole. 10:30 in the morning, he's back, this little Chinese detective. He said, right then, what have you found out? He said, me see your wife meet fellow, she meet he meet she. She kiss he kiss she. They go to hotel, Los Pelicanos, room 333, me no see. He said, that's no bloody, what do you mean you no bloody see? Bedroom window, too high, me no see. He said, that's no bloody good. I can't go to court and tell the judge you no bloody see. Go around the back of the hotel and find a tree. When you found the tree, climb up it. Now when you're up it, the tree, have a look through the window. So if you're not back in the morning with more information that you're not getting paid, well, you come back in the morning. This little Chinese detective, 4'2", he turned up on his underpants. He's got a broken leg, broken arm, 2 broken ribs, black eye, bandaged round his head and limping with a crutch. He said, what the f... Oh, he said, me see your wife meet fellow, she meet he meet she. She kiss he kiss she. They go to hotel Las Pelicanas room, free, me no see. Me go round back of hotel, find tree, climb tree, look through window, me see your wifey fellow, she kiss he kiss she. She touch he touch she. She undress he undress she. She play with he play with she. Me play with me fall down tree. Alright, anyway. Enjoy your bloody self. You're here now, you're in bloody Benidorm. Because I'll tell you something, you buggers make me laugh. 1,500 miles you fly to get to Spain, and the first thing you want when you get here is English breakfast. You buggers must read every blackboard outside every cafe in bloody Benidorm. I wish you could see yourselves on your first 2 days walking round, reading them blackboards. This has gone up, look, since last year. 350 now. Well, how much is that then, cock, in English money? Look at this one here, Joyce. 2 eggs, 2 bacon, 2 sausage, 2 toast, 2 teas, 200. Must be happy hour. Why do you read all them blackboards? By the time you found one you like, it's fucking tea time. Why do you do that? Try the market, you can't resist it, that bloody market, can you? Come on, own up, who went the market today? Come on, own up, let's have a look here, come on. Who bought a tablecloth? Come on. Hey, you daft bastards, you can't resist it, can you? You see them hung up, 15 foot across, 16 foot wide. Where do you get them home? That bastards over the coffee table. You go to the market on Sunday, buy 4 of the 500 peseta ones, take them home and sling them in the washer. We'll have a nice set of doilies. You can't resist it, you buggers. You listen to your courier, she tells you all the things you've got to do when you go shopping in Spain. You do it. I've seen you. After talking to her, walking down the road, all the fellas have got their hands on the wallets. The women have got their handbags 17 times wrapped round the neck. Everybody else has got a bum bag on the dick and they're walking round. Hey, why do they call them bum bags? I've never seen one of them on anybody's ass, have you? Should be a dick bag and a fanny bag. It's fucking all to do with arseholes. Get the bloody market, you can't move. Everybody's pushing and bloody shoving. The women are walking up to you and rubbing the tits all over you. I know, I go twice a week, me, I wouldn't miss it. Bloody murder, isn't it, eh? Mind, the place is full of Spaniards at the moment, I don't know where they come from. God, and you can't get past them in the street, 7 abreast they walk. You can't get past them. It's even worse when they come towards you, they're oblivious. Straight at you they come, and they bang into you and give you a dirty look. Oh, my wife goes mad with me, you know. She goes bloody mad with me. I burn them. I don't even smoke. I just carry a fag around all day. When they bang into me, they go, oh, look it up. It's even worse when I walk on the market. As soon as I walk on the market, I go, he's fucking here again! Hey, you bloody laugh, don't they? Hey. Oh, God. And on that beach, hey, who's been on the beach today? Come on, hold up, who's been on? Hey, who's had the tits out? Come on. Had mine out, didn't give a shit. You're alright, enjoy your bloody self, because I tell you what, this is the place that, mind you, you seem in a good mood anyway. These are the hotels and apartments, are they spot on? Are they just like the brochure? Who said yes? Where are you stopping? Fucking Fantasy Island? Hang on, gang, we've got a good one, we better check on this. Where are you stopping over here then? Where are you stopping? Calypso? Well, that's all right, we like fucking bongo drums, there's nothing better. Alright. Mind you, I'll tell you what, they don't have put some shit in them brochures, don't they? God, I don't know who writes them brochures, we've never been to Spain. You sit in your house in England, you're reading that bloody brochure, you think you're in a Buckingham Palace, don't you? What happens when you get here? Tropicana Gardens. It's a bloody belt. Anybody ever stop there? What's he saying in the brochure, love, eh? Just a small hill to negotiate. Have you seen it? It's like a fucking ski jump, isn't it? Then there's all the one in there, that flamingo. Anybody shopping there, flamingo? Aye, what's it saying in your brochure? 2 minutes on the beach. It is if you're fucking Linford Christie. Don't I put some shit in them brochures? And everybody comes to Benidorm, don't they? Well, they're coming to Benidorm for a fortnight. Said to his best mate, do us a favour, will you, Fred? Look after my mother and the cat. My mother will be all right, make sure she's got a pension. Now the cat, he said, I've had that cat 15 years. I worship that cat, but he's a very fussy pussy. He said, what do you mean, fussy pussy? Oh, he said, he's on the light whiskers, he's a kitty cat. He said, you go up to Benidorm, I can feed a bloody cat. He said, hey, it's not a bloody cat, it's my cat. He said, you go up to Benidorm, I'll feed your cat, and don't worry about your mother, she'll be fine. He's only been in Benidorm 2 days, he's worried. He's on the phone to home. Hi, Frank, it's me, Fred. Hi, Fred, your cat's dead. Well, what? Hi, it's gone, snuffed it. He said, what do you mean, snuffed it? 15 years I've had that cat. I've only been here 2 fuck. What do you mean, dead? Well, yeah, you could have broke it gentler than that. What do you mean, gentler? What do you want me to say, then? Your cat's nearly dead. He said, no, you rotten bastard. When I rang up, you should have said the cat is on the roof at the moment. We've sent for the fire brigade, ring us back. And then when I rang you back, you should have said, the cat's fallen off the roof and we've had to send for the vet. You're going to have to ring back again. And then when I rang back a 3rd time, you should have said the vet did everything he could for you, pussy pussy. At the end of the day, he's had to put the cat away. That's what you should have said, you rotten bastard. I can't believe the cat dead. Anyway, how's my mother? He said she's on the roof at the moment. One fellow waited 14 years to become a member of the local golf club. When he went, they said, do you drink? He said, of course I drink. He said, well, there's no drinking in the golf club. He said, bloody hell. He said, what about gambling? He said, I like a bit of a flutter. He said, oh dear. I'm afraid there's no gambling in the golf club. He said, bloody hell. He said, what about sex? He said, I like a bit of a bonk. He said, well, there's no bonking in the golf club. He said, hang on, I waited 14 years for this. No drinking, no gambling, no sex. He said, you'll seem a bit perturbed. He said, perturbed? I'm upset and all. He said, would you like a bit more time to think about it? He said, I would really. He said, right, it's Monday now. Club on Saturday morning. You give us your decision and we'll give you ours. Saturday morning, he's back at the golf club. The fellow said, how do you feel? Have you had a drink? He said, no, I haven't, and I'll tell you something, I feel better for it. He said, very good. What about the gambling? He said, never had a bet. Went past Ladbrokes every day, I could hear the ponies, it didn't bother me. He said, you're doing marvellous. What about the sex? Oh, it's a bit of a problem there. He said, problem? He said, I did all right Monday to Friday. But this morning, about 20 past 10, the wife was bending over the freezer. When I said bending, I mean bending. I looked down, I thought, sod the golf club. I lifted the frock up, pulled the knickers down and give her one. He said, well, I said, I'm afraid you're barred from the golf club. He said, I'm barred from Asda as well. There's some buggers in there. There are any golfers in tonight. We got any golfers in there? Bloody hell. They're even selling golf teams to Russia now. Golf team went to Russia to play. They missed the plane. They got there late, missed the first day's golf. They decided to go out on the town. He's picked this Russian bird up, this fella. Oh, he's got this Russian bird, took her back to the hotel. Just as he got in the hotel, there's a power cut. He didn't bother, he just threw her on the bed and jumped on top of her, and as he jumped on top, she went, "Up, Skineshnikov!" And he thought, I don't know what you're talking about, look, we're copped it. He's thrusting, she's going, "Oh, Kalashnikov!" He's thrusting, "Oh, Kalashnikov!" 2.5 hours of bleeding Kalashnikov. He didn't care, he gave her a few quid and went. He didn't get in till 7, he's on the golf course at 8. He's gone on the golf course, his bleary eyes, pissed out of his brains for the night before. He got this ball and he whacked it, he went everywhere except where he should have gone. His Russian father went, "Whoops, Kalashnikov!" He said, "What's that?" He said, "Wrong hole." That's a bit low. Hey, stop it. Hey, you're all right anyway. Hey, bloody hell, it's March now, enjoy yourself. Think about that Christmas and everything's over. Bloody hell, I hate Christmas thing. Good half drag, don't you think? Hey, did you have a good one, Christmas and New Year? I bet you did. Right. Did the dustbin men cop you? Used to cop me when I lived at home. They never took your rubbish away, but they didn't have copy for the Christmas tip, didn't they? And they always come in threes, don't they? One knocked on the door in England just before Christmas. He said to the woman, I'm a dustbin man, love, collecting for Christmas. So she said, come in. Took him upstairs into the bedroom, threw him on the bed and bonked him. Half an hour, he couldn't believe it. He went down, he said to his mate, where'd he go to number 7? Bloody hell, she's a raver. He said, raver? He said, aye. His mate knocked on the door. He said, hello, I'm your dustbin man collecting for Christmas. Oh, she said, come in. Took him upstairs, threw him and bonked him as well. An hour this time, he went through the Kama Sutra. He couldn't believe it. He went downstairs, he said to the driver, where'd you go to number 7? You're going to get the best Christmas box you've ever had in your bloody life. He went up the door, the driver knocked on the door. He said, oh, I'm your dustbin man collecting for Christmas. I'm your driver, like, you know. Oh, she said, here, thank you. And give him £1. He said, what's this? That's your Christmas box. I said, Christmas box? You just took them two upstairs and bonked the bloody brains out. And you're giving me this? She said, it's not my idea, it's my husband. I said, your husband? He said, aye. I said, give the driver £1 and fuck the other two. To ask, any Liverpoolians tonight? I'm just checking. No, I've got to check, you see, because the wife's from Liverpool. Well, this one, I've had 4 buggers. It's all right laughing, look. When you've been married 4 times and divorced 4 times, you know, I'm beginning to think it might be me. Mind you, this one's not much better. I said to her the other night, why don't you tell me, love, when you have one of them climaxes? You know, when you're coming. She said, you're never there. Fella came home from work, went past his daughter's bedroom, all he heard was bzzz. He opened the bedroom door, there's the daughter sat on the bed with a vibrator. He said, daughter? She said, her daddy. Her daddy. Came from Huddersfield. She said, I'm so sorry I had to see this, Daddy, but you see, I'm 30 years old. I've never ever had a real boyfriend. So you see, Daddy, this is my husband. He said, honest. She came home from work the next night, went past his bedroom, all she heard was bzzz. She opened the bedroom door, there's the father sat on the bed. He's got a pint of lager in one hand and a vibrator in the other. She said, Daddy, what's happening? He said, nothing, love, just having a drink with my son-in-law. You don't mind it, yeah. You don't mind having a quick slurp, do you? It's got to be done. It's got to be done. It's strictly medicinal, of course, that, you know. Because I've got the Benidorm throat, you know. Anybody got that? Oh, aye, it's terrible, isn't it? Little tit at the back of the throat, they won't go away with it, though. So you'll be getting Benidorm, the Benidorm throat, and the Benidorm trots. One at each end. Don't laugh, just pray you don't get them both together, because every time you cough, you shit yourself. It's the right place, Liverpool. Fella parked his car in Liverpool. Little lad came up, 6 years old. He said, look up to your car, mister. He said, there's no need, son. If you look in the back seat, you'll see a Rottweiler. He said, oh yeah, can he put fires out? Even the dogs in the street, you can't stop them. 2 dogs in the street in Liverpool, the one at the back's going bloody hell for leather. And there's a fellow watching it from his house, he's embarrassed. Oh, why? He's embarrassed because there's a little lad about 5 years old watching as well. The fella came out of his house with a stick and he's whacking this dog in the back, but he didn't stop. He did bloody hell, went over for leather. Ran back in the house, came back with a bucket of water, threw it over the dog at the back. Did it bloody stop? Did it bloody hell? It's going up, he's tried everything. He couldn't stop him. This little lad, 5 years old, went in the house, came back with a sweeping brush. Went behind the dog at the back, sharp end first, he went whack right up its ass. The dog went oh, 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 and ran down the street. The man went across, he said, son, for 5 years old, that was marvellous. He said, it wasn't marvellous, mister, I know that dog, he lives round here. He can give it, but he can't take it. Fella drove down from Glasgow, 15-ton wagon, parked outside this house in Liverpool. Little Liverpool woman in the front room having a dinner. All of a sudden the room went dark. She couldn't see a thing for this 15-ton wagon. You know what Liverpool ladies are like? Very quiet and unassuming. She thought, I'll just pop outside and have a quiet word with the driver. She went outside, this Liverpool woman. She said, you can shift that friggin' lorry. He said, it's okay, love. Just drove down from Glasgow, a little bit cream crackered. Never mind cream crackered. Get that friggin' lorry shifted. Good God, I'm sat in the front room here, eating chicken and chips. I can't see a friggin' thing now for your lorry. Come on, get it shifted. He said, look, the lorry is staying there. Oh, yeah? Oh, friggin' yeah? He said, you can do all the shouting you want, love, I'm not moving the lorry. She said, if you're not moving it, I better have a look at it. He said, look at it, you can do what you want with it, stop in there. She's gone outside, he's opened the cab door, she looked in, she said, bloody hell. Hey, what a lovely lorry. I never realised how lovely lorries were, and this is a lovely lorry. She said, what's that there? He said, that, love, stereo. What's a stereo? She said, you put tapes in, love, for the music. Oh, she said, like a wireless. And what's the other thing there? He said, that's a CB. She said, what's a CB? So you can talk to the lorries. Oh, she said, like a telephone thingy. God, it's amazing, this lorry. And what's that up there? He said, that's a telly. Oh, she said, come on. You can't watch a telly while you're driving a truck. He said, you don't watch it while you're driving, love. You watch it while you're in bed. She said, what do you mean, bed? He said, sleeper cap. What's a friggin' sleeper cap? He's pulled the curtain back and showed her the bed. She said, bloody hell. Look at this, a bed in a lorry. Hey, you want a big bed? I bet you can get two in that bed. He said, I've had two in that bed. She said, you fancy two in a bed now? He said, I wouldn't mind. She said, right, get your clothes off. He took all his clothes off. He's climbing up into the bunk. She said, hang on. Hang on, what are them there? He said, what? She said, them there, what are they? He said, they're me balls. She said, God, aren't they lovely? Oh, they're lovely, them. She said, hey, can I hold one of them? I said, you can if you want. She went, oh, yeah. Ooh, it's lovely, that. He said, it is lovely. She said, that's really nice, that. He didn't know what just said. She said, can I hold the other one? He said, oh, God, I thought you'd never ask. She stood there with one in each hand. She looked at him, she said, now don't park that fucking lorry outside our house. I know, it brings tears to your eyes just thinking about that, doesn't it? Oh dear. You're all right anyway, guy. You're better off here than bloody Blackpool. Good God, there's no in Blackpool now. I couldn't believe it last time I went home. 70 pence for a bag of chips in Blackpool. Good God, 70 pence? In proper money, that's 14 shillings for Christ's sake. All right, I feel love, 14 shillings for a bag of chips. Good God, when I was at school, you couldn't fucking live 14 shillings for the chips. In fact, if I went to have a chip and asked for 14 bob with the chips, I'd have to shut and open another bag of spunk. 90 pence now on Blackpool Promenade for an hot dog. 18 shillings for one sausage. You can have my bastard for that. That's in a cafe in Blackpool, typical Blackpool waiter. All he wanted to do was help the visitor. I sat down and said, yeah, what do you want? I said, oh, good evening. Never mind, good evening, what do you want? I said, have you got any soup? He brought this soup, his thumb was in the soup. I thought, the dirty get. I finished the soup, he said, what do you want now? I said, roast beef, Yorkshire pudding, plenty of gravy. He brought it, his thumb's in the gravy. I thought, the dirty son. He said, you want a sweet? I said, aye, apple pie and custard. He brought it, his thumb's in the custard. I turned to our kid, I said, ask this fella in a minute for a cup of tea. If his thumb is in my tea, I'm going to smash his bleeding head in. He come across, he said, what do you want? I said, give me the coffee. He brought it, his thumb's in the coffee. I said, I'm sick of you. He said, what's up? I said, what's up, you dirty sod? He brought the soup, your thumb was in it, in the gravy, in the custard, now it's in the bloody coffee. He said, don't shout at me. I said, don't shout at you. Who should have shouted at? He said, you have a word with my doctor. I said, your doctor? What's your bloody doctor got to do with it? He said, I've got a stiff thumb, and doctor said I've got to stick it in something warm. I said, why don't you stick it up your ass? He said, I do in the kitchen, but it doesn't look nice in here. I said, come on. making an apple pie. You know how to make an apple pie, don't you, look? You know what he did? He got the plate, put the bottom crust on, filled it with apples, put the top crust on, took his false teeth out, made a pattern round the edge. I said, you dirty bastard. I said, have you got a better tool than that? He said, of course I have, but I saved that for donuts. I said, well, and he's getting the same in houses as at home. You go out for something to eat, it's all Chinese and bloody Indian. Went to a Chinese restaurant last night and said the waiter, hey you! He said, how you know my name? And then Chinese takeaways, have you noticed? Have you noticed when you walk in a Chinese takeaway, as soon as you walk through the door, all the bleeding family come out to look at you. And there's always one comes up and says, what you want? I said, what you got? He said, we got chicken and chips, sausage and chips, confit and chips, fried rice and chips, or soy and chips, petals of soy and chips, what's all this chips? 147 things on the menu, all with chips. Takes you 40 minutes to look at the menu when you've ordered, he swears at you. Happy knows? 5 minutes later, if you're lucky, he brings your meal, doesn't he, in a plastic tray. He gives it you, he always asks you if you've hurt your hand. So finger. If it's not Chinese, it's Indian. Anybody near had an Indian curry? My God, they said they're only hot going in. I had an Indian curry last night at 20 past 11. By midnight, my house was like a Japanese flag. And the only house in Benidorm with a fucking ring of confidence. Jesus. What a bastard, that curry. No wonder Gandhi wore a nappy. Doesn't matter though. Any Irish in here tonight? Any Irish? Just checking. I'm not one of these people who come on stage and have a go at the Irish. You always say the Irish are slow, the Irish are thick. How about Paddy locking his car keys in his car? Spent 2.5 hours with the coat hanger through the window, trying to let his wife out. How about a woman rushing the police station in Blackpool? She said, officer, officer, I've just been raped. He said, madam, if you've been raped, we'll have an identification parade and put Paddy in it. We suspect him. They got all these fellas lined up in the police station, they put little Paddy in the middle. They're all stood there like this. The policeman brought the woman in, Paddy said, that's her! How about Paddy and Murphy shipwrecked on a desert island? They scrambled up the beach and first thing they saw was a lifeboat, so they chopped it up and made a raft. How about Paddy winning the lottery? 6 million quid. They took him down to London, put him in the Hilton Hotel with all his family. They wined him and dined him, he couldn't believe it. Next morning he's in the grand ballroom with all the television cameras. He said to him, Mr. McCluskey, you've done it. He said, I have, sir, yes. £6 million. I tried to 6 million. I didn't know what's for. He said, yes, you've really done it. Oh, I done it now, sir. I hope that money. Every day would inject it. He said, of course, it won't affect you in the long run. There's new government ruling. He said, government ruling, sir. He said, yes, starting this week, you get 2 million this week, 2 million next week, and 2 million the week after. He said, fuck off, give me £1 back. Come on. Hey, they get confused, you know. All the Irish, they get very confused when they come in Steptoes, and I'll tell you what it is. It's these mirrors on these pillars and behind that bar. As soon as the Irish see these mirrors, it drives in crackers, especially if they're sat there, look. There's 2 of them sat there the other night. One said, Paddy, will you look over there? He said, where am I looking? He said, you're looking at the other side of the room. He said, okay, now what am I looking at? He said, you're looking at a couple of fellas that look identical to us. He said, Jesus, you're right, and have you noticed something else? He said, what's that? He said, they're dressed identical to us. He said, so they are, come on, we'll go and buy him a drink. Paddy said, sit down, I think they're coming over. We had 3 Irish brothers in here the other night, Mick, Nick and Dick. And they came in wellies and the boss saw me and went, hey, you can't come in here in wellies, even if they are sequin. So you want to come in here? He said, there's a shoe shop round the corner, go and get yourself a pair of shoes. Mick said to his 2 brothers, Nick and Dick, he said, I'll go and get mine first, you stop here. Mick went round the corner, he said, a pair of shoes. The fellow said, what size, sir? He said, 14s. Bloody hell, he said, 14s? I've got a pair of 15s. He said, they'll do. He tried them on, he said, right, they're fine. He come back, he said to his brother Dick, go and get yours. Dick went round, he said, a pair of shoes. The fellow said, what size? He said, 16s. Bloody hell, he said, it's getting worse. I've got a pair of 17s. He said, they'll do. He tried them on. He said, aye, they're fine. He went across to Dick. He said, Dick, go and get yours. Dick went round. He said, a pair of shoes. The fellow said, what size? He said, 19s. Bloody hell, he said, 19s? I've got a pair somewhere, but they'll take some finding. Have a seat. Dick's round the corner waiting for a pair of 19 shoes. Mick and Nick are at the bar. They've shattered 2 birds up. They've got a gin and tonic apiece. All of a sudden, one of the girls looks down and sees the shoes. She nudges the mate. She said, Jesus Christ almighty, look at the bloody size of them. Mick said, wait, you see our dicks? There's an English fella, an Irish fella, and a Scottish fella. And somebody must have told her that the fella at the back of the room with the ginger hair was Red Adair. Red Adair, the Texas oil man. The only man in the world that can put an oil fire out, and every time he does it, he gets £1 million. English fella, no, that's not the fucking joke, though. I'll tell you what. Every time he does it, he gets £1 million. English fella went across and said, excuse me, are you Red Adair? He said, I sure am. He said, tell me, are you that fella from Texas that puts all the oil fires out? He said, I sure do. He said, is it true every time you put one of those fires out, you get paid £1 million? He said, I sure do. He said, there you go. Have a drink with an Englishman. Scottish fellow went across. He said, hey Jimmy, are you the Adair? He said, I sure am. He said, you the phone to the Western Rumpo? He said, I sure do. He said, have a wee dram with a squat. The Irish fellow went across. He said, excuse me, sir. Are you Red Adair? He said, I sure am. He said, you're still dancing with Ginger Rogers. You see the 3 of them went for the job on the building site. The foreman said, nobody gets a job here unless you can answer a simple question. He said, the English fellow, he said, there's a cabbage, a potato, and a knife. Now you tell me, what's the odd one out? The English fellow said, well, that's simple. It's the knife. He said, how do you work that out? He said, those 2 are vegetable, that one's mineral. He said, very good, wait in the office. Scottish fellow came in and said, same question for you, sir. There's a cabbage, a potato, and a knife. What's the odd one out? He said, the knife A, the knife up with the knife a K, and the knife A. He said, what? He said, the knife. Oh, he said, you mean the knife? He said, that's what I said, you rat fella, be the knife. He said, tell me, sir, how do you reach that conclusion? He said, we can eat them, we can eat that. He said, what? He said, you can eat them, you can eat that. Oh, he said, you mean you can eat those, but you can't eat. He said, that's what I said, what's the matter with you, eh? Little Paddy come in. He said, a bit of a test, is it, sir? Then fire away, sir. He said, right, Paddy. There's a cabbage, a potato, and a knife. Now you tell me, what's the odd one out? He said, the cabbage. He said, how do you work that out? He said, you can make chips with the other 2. The 3 of them are on top of the building site, 30 floors up, they're having the sandwiches. The English fellow said, one look at these sandwiches. Have you seen this? Bloody cheese again. I'm sick of cheese. And I tell you something, he said, if I get cheese tomorrow, he said, I'm throwing myself off this bloody building. Scottish fella opened his, he went, bloody haggis again. I'm sick of haggis. He said, if I get haggis tomorrow, he said, I'm throwing myself off this building. Paddy opened his, he went, Jesus Christ almighty. Bloody egg again. 3.5 years I've had egg. I'm sick of bleeding egg. And I tell you something, lads, if I get egg tomorrow, I'm throwing myself off this building with you. Of course, they opened the sandwiches the next day. The English fella seen the cheese and died head first off the building. The Scottish fella seen the haggis and he swallowed him. Paddy's opened his sandwich, said, Jesus Christ, it's egg again. I'm with you, lads. And he dived off. Of course, there had to be an inquest. The 3 wives are in court. Judge said to the English fellow's wife, why do you think your husband did it? She said, I've no idea, Your Honour. I've never heard of anybody committing suicide over a cheese sandwich. Said the Scottish fellow's wife, why do you think your husband did it? She said, don't ask me, back right kick. It was a good sportsman. I thought you loved fucking haggis. I can't believe this. He asked on me, I can't believe it, eh? Said to Paddy's wife, why do you think your husband did it? She said, don't involve me. He makes his own fucking sandwiches. Paddy's coming to Benidorm, he's on the plane. The pilot come on the speaker, he said, ladies and gentlemen, we seem to have lost an engine. Now there's no danger whatsoever, we've still got 3 more. But it does mean we're going to be 1 hour late in Alicante. Paddy went, Jesus Christ Almighty. So it's a bloody hour late now, is it? He come back on again 10 minutes later and said, ladies and gentlemen, we seem to have lost another engine. There's no danger, of course. We've still got 2 very powerful engines. But it does mean now we're going to be 2 or 3 hours late in Alicante. Paddy went, Jesus Christ Almighty. So it's bloody 3 hours late now, is it? He come back on again and said, ladies and gentlemen, from this moment in time, we definitely are on a bit of a sticky wicket here. We've lost another engine, we've only got the 1 now. The chief engineer tells us we can reach Spain on the 1 engine. We'll have to fly very, very low and very, very slow. It does mean we could be anywhere between 5, 6, maybe 7 hours late now in Alicante. Paddy said, yes, and if that one packs in, we'll be up here all fucking day. You know, he doesn't help, does he, the pilot? Oh no. I mean, I don't know about you people, I always think my holiday started when I'm sat on that plane. And I fasten my seatbelt. And all my luggage is gone. And my long way to the airport's over. You sit on that plane and you're not bothered. Because you know the minute that plane starts to move, the pilot will come on that little speaker above your seat and tell you everything you want to know. He'll even tell you what the weather's like in Spain. You sit on the seat, you fasten your seatbelt, the plane starts to move, and the pilot comes on for the first time. Make sure this is your ladies and gentlemen, train there, pull away, and you all seat in the right position. We shall be taking off, ladies and gentlemen, 2.5 and the flying time 2 hours, ladies and gentlemen, 2.5 hours. Cabin crew to emergency doors. Thank you. You know, look at each other saying, what the fuck, what did he say then? The plane takes off, it levels out 33,000 feet. You're happy now? Those little lights go out, you can have a drink in a bag of shit, he comes up again. Just about level out, ladies and gentlemen. During the course of life, you Lucy fastened the other trade down in front of you, and coming come around duty free. First in flight move, we did let the bed £2.50. During the course of life, ladies and gentlemen, the baby's silver left, 3 E's on the right. Thank you. You're getting mad now. What the fuck, what did he say? The plane starts to land in Alicante, he comes on again, just about land in Alicante, John, weather is Spain is fine, sun is shining, home Jake, home late, thank friend, and 2.5 hours of this crap. I'm waiting for my case on the airport. I can see the pilot coming off the plane with one of the stewardesses. I said to our kids, you stop here, because I'm going to have a bloody word with him. I went across and said, excuse me, have you got a minute? He went, yeah, thank you, John, that's what I mean, tell me this, why do you people always jump up on that plane before it stops? Grabbing your plastic bag full of duty-free, smacking some poor bastard back at the head. Why is it now on every single plane, one fella gets to the door before the steps are come? I mean, nobody knows. He's waving to every bastard. And then all the other fellas come down the steps of the plane, don't you, lads? With a big smile on your face. And it never leaves you, does it, that smile, lads? Because you know, don't you? This is your annual holiday. And you know for the next 14 days, morning, afternoon or night, your missus is going to say to you, "Gosh, you can, love." Look at his face, he'll be fucking wrong down here. Look at it. But you women, oh girls, you're the best. I know what it is with you lot, you set foot on Spanish soil, you go posh. As soon as you're on that bus at the airport, well, I do hope there's a B-day in the room. Come on, girls, what do you want a bloody B-day for? B-days are not new, and they're bloody hell. Good God, when in Blackpool 20 years ago, called it a flannel. Besides, you only invented B-days, you know, to stop you women doing handstands in the shower. What's that bloody B-days? Get one of them things under the bed, what were they called? Anybody remember, what were they called? Piss pot, thank you! You liked them, didn't you? You could use them in the dark, you knew when they were full, your thumb got warm. Hey, I'll tell you what, they were a personal thing, a piss pot in Yorkshire and Lancashire. Oh, aye. You took them upstairs empty, brought them down full, washed them out quick in case the pie and pea man come. And the minute they got a crack in, you put flowers in them, didn't you? Eh? They were the good old days, eh? Bloody hell. Do you remember getting your clothes from the army stores? Did you feel a pillar going shopping on a Saturday with your dad dressed as a Japanese colonel? And your mother as a Gurkha? Didn't have bathrooms and suites in the old days, did you? Bloody hell. The toilet was the bottom of the yard and you went down there at midnight. Straight from the pub with the news of the world lit. Whistling because you were dark and you were frightened. The bloody hell was you frightened of? Who's going to mug you when you're having the shit? Sat on the toilet with your foot up against the door, stopping the bugger coming in. Too pissed to realise it opened outward. You get into Benidorm, you think all your problems are over. You're now on the bus. I don't know about you, when that bus gets into Benidorm, it never ever pulls up outside my hotel. For some unknown reason, it goes 200 yards past. When it finally stops, they pile all the cases up in the middle of the road. Then the bus pisses off and leaves you to sort all these cases out. I mean, you can't believe this. You've sat at home for 12 months watching that Thompson's advert on telly. We do this. We don't do that. We do this. We don't do that. They fucking do. I mean, you tell me, why is everything wrong when you get here? You get to your hotel, you wanted the first floor, you got the 19th. You wanted the second floor, you got the 23rd. You wanted the front, you've got the back. You wanted a balcony, you've got a plank. You've rushed downstairs to find your courier, she's pissed off and left a message. See you tomorrow at the welcome party. Do people still go to that welcome party? Does she still get 75 glasses of champagne out of one bloody bottle? Hey, your Thompson representative, clipboard bloody Clara. You've got off that plane, you're knackered, and she's waving the clipboard. She's got the Thompson scarf, the Thompson shirt, the yellow jacket, the blue skirt, the jack boots and the whip. You're knackered, she's jumping up and down. Hello, Thompsons. Straight across the concourse through the double doors outside. When you're outside, queue 24. Thank you. Any more for Thompsons, squeeze you can. Straight across the concourse through the double doors outside. When you're outside, queue 18. Thank you. Any more for Thompsons, squeeze you can. We are running late. Running late? You could smack her right in the gob, couldn't you? Then she's on the coach with you then. Is everybody here? How the fuck do we know? We just come. And she's still waving that clipboard. She never puts the bugger down. I'm sure if you managed to give her one, the minute she dropped a knicker, she'd clip it on her tip. Now, if it's not her, it's him. He's usually called Nigel, Simon, or Glenn. Well, I'm not on today, but I do have my bag with me. If you get no satisfaction from her, come and see me. Yes, I've satisfied everybody in this town. It's the only reason you've gone to the welcome party. Everything's wrong with your room. You don't need a clipboard, you've got it all written down. You don't have a quiet word with your courier. Have you got a minute, love? In a second. Can I get in a minute? I'd like to, I know you would. Well, my route, I know it is. Well, it wasn't, I know he wasn't. Well, I shouldn't, I know you should. Well, there's any chance, no, there isn't. You're trying to get your holiday right, and this silly cow is trying to sell you a Jeep Safari. Jeep Safari? I should look round at the clientele that's here this time of the year. Jeep Safari, for Christ's sake. The town's full of wheelchairs and fucking cemetery. Jeep Safari? By Friday morning, there won't be 14 people in Benidorm that can climb in the fucking Jeep. But we know now, don't we? Oh, aye, we know now. At least we know what's on the clipboard, don't we? Oh, aye. Jeep Safari, Medieval Banquet, Altier Market, Benidorm Palace, Lemon Express. That's the bleeding bell to that Lemon Express. What silly bastard books for the trip like that? He did. Yeah, but. Give up. 1,750 pesetas each, and 6 hours on a train to look at fucking lemons. The market's full of them, 100 pesetas a ton lemon. Imagine one of them getting off the train going, oh, look, a fucking lemon. There's only two of them, we'll have to check at the line, man. Oh, dear. No, it's a good day out, isn't it? I saw them getting off today, dear. It's out here, hundreds of them. Business fast on that champagne. Bloody hell, never mind, doesn't matter, does it, eh? Eh? The walls are thin in these hotels, are they thin in your hotel, love? Can you hear everything that's going on next door? Can you? No? Where are you stopping? Fucking Nicholas Bunker? Lying in bed last night, this woman next door telling him what she's going to do. She's going to get his dick out. It's all right, laughing, love. I had a hard on. I thought you were talking to me. I mean, the place where you're stopping, love, when you fart, there's a fella next door says sorry. Oh, it's a place full of women. It's the place full of women tonight that pretend they don't fart. Why do women pretend they don't fart? I've seen you come up to the bar here, you go... And then you go like this. Not like the lads. We don't care, do we, lads? Never the fucking belter. You see, I'm sure you lads have got your asses connected to your zip. You go in the gents for the pitch, you go, need of that. And of course it all goes back, you know. I've got to blame you lads. I've got to blame you lads for the women's attitude to parting. Because it goes back to when you was courting your missus. I mean, if you can remember that far back, I mean, bloody hell. You see, she could do no wrong in your eyes, could she? Oh, no. No matter what she said or did or wanted, that was fine by you as long as you got your hand down her knickers. It's all right, love, it wasn't easy in them days, them long and elastic round bottom. Anybody remember them? You remember them, folks? You used to leave a mark on your wrist. Well, got my bastard, the watch covers it up. So you see, when you was trying to impress the missus, she was only a girlfriend, but you just had to impress her, didn't you? So when you went down the road and she went, you went, oh, baby. That wasn't you, was it, baby? You remember when you were engaged? They were louder then, she knew you better. Oh, baby. Somebody round here's got a naughty little boxy, hasn't they, baby? Remember the wedding day? Ooh, babe. Whose little bossy did the poo-poo there? It's not like that now, girls, is it, eh? The ring's on the finger, the honeymoon's over. What happens now when you walk in the house? Go on, sing the fucking place out, go on. You get in your hotel in Benidorm, you can't get to sleep for them bonking next door. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, this is only the courier. Yes, yes. Yes, I never heard the bloody question. Oh, they didn't listen long. Well, you don't, do you? After about 20 minutes, the glass hurts your ear. When the woman next door starts then with her husband, you can get down to reception and get that bloody lot reported. That is okay, love, they're on holiday. Never mind, they're on holiday. Dirty buggers. They've been bonking since they come and coming since they bonk. So what do you want me to do? She said, get it stopped. He said, how the bloody hell can I get it stopped? He said, go and have a look at the keyhole, see what they're doing. And he found out what they're doing, get it reported. He's gone to have a look at the keyhole, 10:15, come back 3:20. She said, you took your bloody time, didn't you? He said, you're not going to believe what they're doing. He said, well, what they're doing? He said, he's only lying on the bed, naked, very excited. And she's throwing hula hoops. When they're swapping over, she's getting on the bed, legs wide open, and he's flicking peeps. He said, I don't mind telling you, look, it got me going. I wouldn't mind having a go at that myself. She said, well, if you want to have a go, we'll have a go tomorrow. Pop out first thing in the morning, get a packet of polo mints and £5 of King Edward. Honeymoon couple come over, mother and father with them. He said, have you got a minute, son? He said, what's up, Dad? He said, your mother doesn't like all that bonking. He said, well, don't bonk her. He said, don't be a daft bastard, you. He said, I haven't got them on my honeymoon. He said, oh, your mother doesn't like it, keep it down a bit. He said, OK, Dad, I'll knock off the dive bombing. He said, you'll knock off the what? What the bloody hell's dive bombing? He said, it's a new thing. He said, you get a wife on the bed, legs at 20 to forward. He said, legs at 20 to what? So I said, sorry, Dad, you've got a digital. Anyway, you get on the wardrobe and you dive off. He said, bloody hell, that sounds a bit of all right. I'll try that with your mother. He's come down next morning for breakfast, message at reception, go to Alicante Hospital. Your mother's in a bad way. He's gone to Alicante, walked in the ward, he said, Mother! She said, Mother, I'll give you Mother. You balmy bastard. He said, what's up, love? She said, what's up? Bloody dive bombing, that's what's up. Jesus Christ almighty, son. I'm in a bloody terrible state here. And they haven't found your father yet, you know. You only come to Spain, Gango, you only come to Spain for two things. Bit of sunshine and get away from everybody at home. And what happens when you get here? They're all here. I met a Spaniard in the UK 4 years ago. He told me he would never ever come back to Spain because he loved it in the UK. He was in here last night. I said, what are you doing back here? I thought you loved England. He said, Bill, I don't like England anymore and England don't like me. I said, why not? He said, when I'm in England, every time I speak, they call me the son of a bitch. So he must have done something wrong. He said, Bill, I do nothing wrong. When I'm in England, I book in a hotel in Manchester. And on the first day, my hotel in Manchester, I go down for my breakfast. And all they give me for my breakfast is a piece of toast. What good for me is a one piece of toast? I say to the waiters, hey, I want 2 pieces. She said to me, you want 2 pieces? And I said, go. He said, I don't want 2 pieces there. I wanted 2 pieces on my plate. She said, you no piss on the plate. You son of a bitch. He said, I looked down at the table, he only gave me the knife. What good for me is just a knife. I said to the waiters, hey, I want a fork. She said, you want a fork, you got to go. He said, stupido, I don't want a fork there. I want a fork on the table. She said, you no fork on the table. You son of a bitch. I said, what happened then? He said, they go to my room for siesta. They don't make my bed. What good for me is the bed not to make. I said to the chambermaid, hey, I want 2 sheets. She said, you want 2 sheets, you have to go. He said, I don't want to shit there. I wanted to shit on my bed. She said, you no shit on the bed. You son of a bitch. I said, so you came back to Spain? He said, no, I don't come back to Spain because they put me in the court. I said, what they put you in the court for? I don't know why they put me in the court, but I go to the court. And I wait for the judge. When the judge come, he got a very bad one. Lucky for me, I've been to Fleetwood and I got a bigger pocket full of the fisherman friend. And I know this fisherman friend will be good for me with the judge. So I keep my fisherman friend. And I wait for the judge to go, I go, hey judge, fuck off. The judge said to me, you don't tell me fuck. I said, I know. I don't tell you fuck, no. No, I say the fisherman friend is a fuck off. And the judge said, well, fisherman friend a fuck off and you fuck off. So I'm back in Spain, ole! Ladies and gentlemen, the boys are back. Give them a big round of applause. Peter and David, Sinigo, Del Sol. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been great tonight. In a moment, no doubt, you'll start shouting for more. When this happens, I take a bow, rush up and hide just round that corner. And you all shout more again, I take another bow, then I rush up again and hide just round that corner. By this time, everyone in the room is giving me a standing ovation and saying to each other, God, I hope he's got some videos and tape left. As soon as this happens, I take another bow, then I rush up again and hide just round that corner. Well, judging by your reaction to what I've just said, I don't think I'll bother with all that. I think I'm going to be left round that fucking corner. Some people don't like comedy, some people are bored with comedy, some people are upset by comedy, and some people feel insulted. I'll say everything I've done and said tonight has been in fun. Is anybody in the room that's been bored, upset, insulted in any way? Arseholes. Have a damn good holiday. Good night from me, I'll see you. Bye-bye!
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Billy Fontayne. Billy Fontayne, ladies and gentlemen, it's always a pleasure here at Steptoes. Take a bow, Billy. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Billy Fontayne, the fisherman's friend. Mr. Blackpool. Billy Fontayne. Mr. Billy Fontayne, did you enjoy that? Well, a long way to go. Start time.